Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is the Commando Cast, a video cast about all things Star Wars Destiny. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando.
Hey Star Wars Destiny folks, welcome back to Dice Commando and the Commando Cast. Kind of an unplanned cast today, but a super exciting one. I definitely had to make sure we got this out as soon as possible. So we had big news, huge, gigantic, awesome news from a Renewed Hope community, the ARH team. Today, Agent of Zion in their announcements channel, he added in everyone, and they basically dropped info on the future of the game, specifically something that we've all been kind of wondering about, in the back of our heads. How's rotation going to work? What's it going to look like down the road in terms of product legality, card legality, and so on? And They at least have a plan to have a plan, right? And they're soliciting community feedback for it. So today I wanted to run down that announcement to make sure everybody knew about it, right? Because if you're not on the Discord, maybe you didn't know about it. Make sure to get that info out, get everybody over there and participating in it, give my thoughts on it, and why I think this is, honestly, I think this is one of the biggest announcements, one of the biggest moves they've made since announcing who they are and the fact that they were going to continue forward. So yeah, going right into the ARH announcement today. Super exciting stuff. Hey folks, thanks for tuning in today. So yeah, it's actually, this will go up July 5th, but it's actually July 4th when I'm shooting this, Independence Day in the US. Usually one of the days I take off, but today's news was actually so big, I wanted to make sure I got some news in, got it out to the community. Today's super exciting, right? I'm super excited about this. Also, you can notice in the back, the light's going to be changing on me at sunsetting. It's also Independence Day, so some fireworks might go off. They're not supposed to because we're in like a drought and fire and all that, but people are people, right? So just fair warning on that. But anyway, like I said, thanks for tuning in. This is huge news today. I don't believe I was exaggerating in the intro when I said that I think this is one of the more important and impactful announcements, exciting announcements at the very least, that we've had from ARH since their inception. I also want to give a lot of credit to the ARH team on this, because I think it was very tactically and politically smart, right? So basically, I mean, we'll go through the full announcement in a second, but basically what they're doing is they're opening this, so they're saying, hey, we want the community's feedback. And it's we want the community's feedback. We've opened up a survey so they can control the feedback that they've gotten. I mean, and I don't mean in a negative way control, but they can intelligently manage the information they're given. That's a better way to say it, right? I know I always have a target on my back with the ARH guys, but that's all I meant by it. You can intelligently collect the information from the community, see what the community wants, and collect that feedback, and then take action on it and intelligently with how it fits in. I mean, tactically and politically brilliant. And anyway, so with that said, I think it was a great move. But let's get into the announcement. So AOZ this morning, Agent of Zion, the notorious AOZ, this morning he said, I'm showing you right now, slight info dump here. We are ratcheting back slightly on set production, right? So that's the quote-unquote negative. I really don't think it is. So to paraphrase here, we don't need to read the whole thing out loud because you guys can read. But basically what they're doing is that they're dropping the set release cadence by a month. In between, right? And so what? I mean, it's for some of the FFG sets, we waited like 6 to 8 months, right? Like, oh my goodness. Like, we've already been... Honestly, you could make the argument that the set release is too aggressive as it was for ARH, right? I don't think it was, but you could certainly... I certainly don't think it was in the age of strictly online play, right? Which we were with TTS and all that during the pandemic. Now that in theory people will be playing in paper, and a lot of people don't get their sets, like their printed, like, Kingwood Hobbies or Aegis sets. They don't get those until, 4-ish weeks after. Like, I think there's a completely fair argument to me that, like, maybe even the cadence that they're proposing is too fast. Like, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. And that's not what I'm saying. Please don't take it like that. But I'm just saying, moral of the story here is them pushing back the release cadence by 1 month still far exceeds anything we ever would have gotten out of FFG, right? And that falls into the NBD, right? No big deal category. So that's not the big news. The big news is the second part there, introducing the reprint list as a way to spice the meta up in between set releases and to carry the legacy of the hard work of FFG going forward. We are instituting a quote-unquote reprint list, which is a list of 100 cards, which will be considered standard legal. First off, I imagine that will be 100-ish cards, right? Maybe they're limiting it to 100, I don't know. But like, I wouldn't be shocked if it's like 99 or 103, right? I mean, it could be, right? As we are a community effort, well played, all players are invited to vote on the initial list, which will go into effect on September 1st, 2021. The initial list will comprise of the cards which receive the most votes, with some minimal sanity checking. Force speed is unlikely to get on list no matter how many votes it receives, right? So basically, it's brilliant, right? They soliciting community feedback, they'll listen to it, but they still have master control, right? So like, I made a joke out there that I had created 1,000 alternate accounts and I voted for Admiral on all of them, right? Sarcasm there, by the way, sarcasm. But obviously, that's a check and balance they have in place. Use any criteria you desire when making your choices, but keep in mind that the intent is for interesting and engaging format, not making a Destiny's Greatest Hits album. Very, very smart. Moving forward, this list will be upgraded upon release of every regular set that's interesting, of every regular set. I missed that the first time through. And at the halfway point in between set releases. Whoa. Oh, that's probably too aggressive, but fair enough. Our intention would be to update it in ways that free up design space in our sets without reinventing the wheels, flank, logistics, to include any niche cards which are hard to justify space for, take cover, confident, to shore up lagging, All right, so whatever. You see it, you read it. They have a survey. I'll include the link below. This is fantastic, right? I mean, whether or not, so let's ignore the community feedback part, right? We knew that this was something. Well, we didn't know. Well, we knew it was something, but we didn't know we were going to get it. We knew it was something we needed, right? Having a permanently legal subset of FFG cards is something that we've literally been talking about. I mean, it's 2021, guys, and like Destiny got killed a year and change ago, almost a year and a half ago, right? And ever since, this has been something we've been talking about, is a subset of legal, permanently legal FFG cards, and that's what we're moving to, right? And ARH wants you to go vote on it. So, my thoughts on it are, I have a lot of thoughts on it, and we could spend forever on it, but, I've referenced this card. The card I've referenced many, many, many a time is something like a field medic, right? Field medic is, to me, like field medic, best defense, and isolation. Heck, some of those cards we even saw reprinted in Convergence upon rotation. I think those ones would be no-brainers. But, stuff like that. Do I expect us to see reprints of characters? Not really. Maybe First Order Stormtrooper and stuff along those lines, right? And this is going to be very interesting because we could, in theory, see stuff that, over the last, 2.5 years now, the Awakenings block's been gone. But we could, in theory, see cards from the Awakenings block. This is all of FFG legal, right? So we could tomorrow, let's say they implement this tomorrow, we could tomorrow suddenly see Awakenings blocks cards become legal again, which is very, very, very interesting because they're not really, you have to imagine they weren't tested in the current meta, right? Which is, of course, why they're soliciting feedback, plus they have the check in place, which, like I said, politically and tactically smart. Whatever. This is awesome. This is what we've needed. It's what we've been waiting for. There are some additional comments. Let me scroll over to those. where he talked about rotation. First, let me throw up he did talk timeline, right? The adjusted because of the first part that I basically dismissed because, they can absolutely take another month between sets. Like, that's not a problem. So 1st September is the reprint lists. 19th of November is ARH 4 with an update. February 22 is an update of this list. 15th of April will be ARH 5. 1st of July, so basically a year from today, another update. And then September of 2022, we'll have ARH 6. So that's the tentative schedule. And then here is the survey itself. Just you can go click on it and you can figure it out. But the way I've gone through it already. I've gone through kind of it. I haven't submitted anything right now. I want to talk about that and why I think it's important. Right, the thing I have highlighted there, you'll notice it says you'll be able to update your votes until the cutoff date, which is the 15th of August, 2021. Right. So let's go ahead and hit that now. Right. We're all sorts of, this was unplanned cast. It's all sorts of disorganized anyway. Right. So I am sure that the minute they posted this, we had people go in and filled out their votes. And what I want to really encourage everybody to do is go in and look at it, but don't necessarily don't click and forget it, right? We have a lot of time to think about this, and you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be doing several casts talking about my own thoughts on this. This is a big deal because even though ARH not only has the right, but has promised that they will be updating this regularly. Whatever is set as the baseline is going to serve as the starting point, right? So it will always and forever be referenced as the power creep baseline, or that's maybe that's a hot topic, but it will be ever referenced as what the baseline of what things used to look like, right, in terms of the reprint list. I also, I do want to give a quick shout out. I don't think, and by shout out, I mean advice, calling this the RL is a bad idea because that also stands for restricted list. So I would come up with a better acronym than RL. That's just my political take on it. It's not a major deal, but my take would be do not abbreviate it the RL. Call it something else. But anyway, the takeaway here is the same, right? Don't just go and vote on this tomorrow. Like, if you see this and you go in and vote on it, like, it's fun and you can go do it. But, like, I'm really asking people go to internalize this. Like, go grab, like, do an Andrew move. Go grab a binder. Go grab some pieces of printer paper and, like, sketch some stuff out. Like, make an actual, like independent of the survey, like, come up in your mind with a plan of what you really think it should look like. And then see how that fits in with their survey and what they're looking like. Now, of course, remember, right, one of the negatives, and this is also for the ARH guys, right? One of the drawbacks of soliciting feedback. This is always a thing. One of the drawbacks of soliciting feedback is that people expect action to be taken based on that, right? In many cases, we've seen that it's better for a company to not ask and just do than to ask. Now, I 150 million% think that what you're doing is perfect. Like, I'm on board, do the survey. And that's why I'm not talking to ARH. I'm talking to, everybody else. Remember, you're only one part of many spokes here, plus they still have the overriding ability to see how all the votes fit into the master thing, right? So just because you vote for, I don't know, we'll say Admiral, right? Andrew voted for Admiral to be permanent legal. I didn't. But Andrew voted for Admiral. They can absolutely 100% veto that. Right, so don't get too attached to your stuff. But like I said, I honestly think that what we should all do, at this point, if you're still in Destiny, you honestly care, right? Take the time, sit down, make a plan, see how everything fits in together, and then go and do your votes, right? Don't just go through and click stuff just to get the vote out. Really internalize it and do a good job with it. Because what we end up with on the 1st of September, as per their schedule, will set the baseline for what's the groundwork, whatever it will be, for whatever will become the RL, right? Please get us a new acronym. Whatever will become the RL going forward, as they call it. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's much more to say on this, honestly. I thought this was going to be a longer cast just because of how excited I am about it, I think. But, the links are below. We've kind of gone through everything in terms of what's been announced. But, one more time, I want to really give praise to the ARH guys for this. I mean, it's a really good idea. And it's smart the way you did it, right? I mean, you reached out, there are perceptions out there about being too competitive or whatever, and you just said, hey, dear community, let the crazy monkeys fly, right? You're probably going to get some crazy stuff out there, but you'll look at the votes, you'll look at the overall community feedback, and you'll take it in stride. And what I actually think would be cool would be to, and I don't know what frequency would be right, maybe it's probably not even every rotation or quote unquote rotation, because we don't know what rotation is going to look like anyway. But maybe every rotation you rerun the survey, right? Because people's votes, right now, for example, we're in a pretty aggro-y meta, right? People's votes might be very different right now than it would be in, let's say, a mill meta or a control meta. I mean, yeah, even the RDM heavy control meta that we had versus today's Mando aggro, people's votes are probably going to be different, right? So if you are planning on updating this mid-cycle, I mean, probably, looking at taking the temperature, so to speak, every so often is probably a good idea too. And that's definitely a tool you have at your disposal based on the way you're doing this. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I guess I'm rambling at this point, but I mean, that's kind of what I do sometimes, right? But I'm really impressed by this move. I don't want to say, guys, it's really, really good. It gives you a lot of tools with this. It gives you a lot of tools, and you can take the feedback, and you can even throw it away if you want behind the scenes, and nobody knows too, right? It's really, really freaking brilliant. So nicely done. The only negative feedback is you posted it on July 4th, and if you actually think that's negative feedback, it's not. It's just not negative feedback. So anyway, folks, thank you for all of this. I really want to encourage anybody who even touches on Destiny anymore, take the time, go through, think about it, right? Whether it be nostalgic, whether it be current, whatever, your opinion matters. And what ARH has shown is that they actually do care about the opinion, which we knew anyway. See, I told you guys it was going to be fireworks. I don't know if you heard it or not, but there they are. Anyway, this is fantastic. Good job, ARH. Thank you. Actually, that's the better way to say it. Thank you, ARH, for doing this. This is a really good move. Very much appreciated. I know the community, I know I'm speaking for a lot of people right now, but I know the community appreciates it too. Hopefully you don't get a whole bunch of crazy monkeys in terms of your data. But yeah, so as always, let me know what I can do to help, even if that's just to shut up sometimes. But no, thank you very much. This was great. And again, I want to encourage everybody out there, please click on this, but don't just click on it and fill it out. Click on this, look at it, internalize it, make a plan, and go out and fill it out for real, because this is going to be a big deal, and this will matter forever. I mean, I hope that doesn't sound too dramatic, but I do think that the first vote's the most important vote. So if there's ever votes again, but I think there probably should be and probably will be. So anyway, that's it today, folks. Happy Independence Day for those of you in the U.S. For those not, I hope you had a good day anyway. Nothing else. Go Commando.